morning. Hope everyone's doing well. My name is Jeff Thomas. I'm with Scientific Learning. We provide language and reading intervention software for students actually all over the world. We're actually publicly traded on the NASDAQ OTC, so it's a little bit by appointment only. We're here talking today because we're in the process of having a secondary offering and raising more money as we expand into China. We're headquartered in Oakland and Tucson, Arizona. I've been involved with the company for about 10 years, mostly as a board member. I became a co-CEO about a month ago. And my path to management has been interesting. As I joined the board, I was running a different public company, and they had a young CEO, and I was helping mentor him. And then it turned out I had twins who were having some trouble speaking, a boy and a girl. And their pediatrician said, well, it's just twins speak. They'll develop later. But we'd had 4 kids already go through that age. We knew something was different. And on the board, as we'll talk about, there's some neuroscientists on the board. And I presented this problem to them. They said, this is exactly another application of our product. Language is so crucial. Being able to comprehend language and be comprehended is essential to be able to function in our society. So through aggressive intervention with my own kids, it worked very successfully. Right now, they're in the 4th grade. They're reading at a 6th grade plus level. And actually, yesterday, one of them just gave a public presentation on a little family trip we just did. So they've made incredible strides as a result, and I've become a big believer in this product. And it's a product that the world needs. There's a lot of products out there that are nice to have, but the world needs this product. The company was founded by 4 neuroscientists who figured out how to use brain plasticity to build cognitive functions. They realized this could apply to many different areas. In fact, Tom Brady, some people say the greatest quarterback of all time, actually uses our product to increase his brain processing speed. As you know, he has a bunch of 2-second decisions to make in his life. Our scientists decided to mostly apply it to language and reading because that's critical to all academic areas and learning. So, in terms of neurocognitive functions, it's kind of based around 4 fundamental things. You can think of MAPS, M-A-P-S, memory, attention, processing, and sequencing. I'll talk about processing as an example here. So when students hear sounds, they have to process the sound into their brain. And sentences are made up of words, which are made up of syllables, which are made up of phonemes. And phonemes is the most discrete unit of sound. And a lot of kids can't distinguish that sound. They can't distinguish the difference between ba and da, for example. But if you slow it down and acoustically modify it through the computer, you can slow it down to maybe 100 milliseconds. And then the student learns how to distinguish those sounds, and you gradually speed it up in an adaptive, personalized way. So maybe it gets down to about 25 milliseconds. And that retains within their brain. They've learned now how to distinguish that sound. And by building all those fundamental things up, you're able to increase their brain processing speed. And this is really transformative for students. It's literally like going from dial-up internet to high-speed internet. And we're able to take students along that path. Right now, we have a global community. We've had 3 million students use our product. The dark blue is where we are. That's where we get most of our revenue from. We're K-12 in the U.S., but also have a direct and fast-growing consumer business and a private provider business. The light blue are the colors where we have licensees around the world. And then red is kind of what I'm mainly talking about today, because we're raising money to expand into China, as I mentioned. One of the things that happened with our 55 licensees around the world, they've all used the software a little differently. And so it's acted as a pilot program for us. And our licensee in China figured out how to apply it to learning the English language. His operation is called Brain Maps. He's got about 80 up in operation today. He's targeting about 125 at the end of 2018. And he's built a model over about a 10-year period through a number of different experiments where he's able to deliver our software in a way that allows Chinese students to be nearly fluent or highly proficient after just 3 years of using our product. In his learning centers, he's got an online to offline model. He uses our product 3 to 4 days a week for 30 minutes a day. Students use it at home. And then they come in once a week to get some in-person instruction. They actually do public speaking. They do some problem solving on the spot to really learn the language. And one of the amazing things is when you when you see these students as they finish the program, they have no Chinese accent. They sound like a native English speaker. One of the subtle things when you work through our software and why it's so different, it's highly adaptive and personalized, as I mentioned, but the Chinese language, between the combination of 15 vowels, 21 consonants, and 4 tones, has about 400 phonemes that you can make. The English language only has about 40 or 45 sounds, and they don't all overlap. So if you hear a Chinese person speaking, they can't say the sound TH. That's not encoded into their brain. It comes out as an S. And so through our software, we're able to, they learn the TH sound as part of the brain processing and able to progress through and learn all those different sounds. In the US, at the same time, we're relaunching our core products, which are Fast Forward and Reading Assistant. We've redone the back end and the front end to make it more engaging for the students, make it easier for teachers to supervise and manage the students. We're also able to reskin the programs a lot more quickly in games, so to make them constantly changing and interactive for the different age groups. We've also engaged a neuroscientist game developer who's built in there a continuous improvement platform. So it takes every click the students make and not only adapts to each student user, but adapts the software overall to make it more effective. You'll never be able to read the chart on the left, but sometimes we get the question, does this actually work? It's not, if you look at it, it's not as visual and it's not normally part of how language is taught. But we have over 200 peer-reviewed research articles showing the efficacy. This is a study here that was done with 74 different schools and school districts, 14,000 students. They showed if they used our product for 60 days over about a 2-month period, they would gain about 1.1 years of advancement in their reading. And I have 4 seconds left, so no time for questions. If you have questions, I'll be around and would be delighted to answer them. Thanks for the opportunity.